Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahashem, YAHAWASHI, Bahashem, Ruach HaKodash, and double honor to the apostles of Great Millstone. Honors, salutations, and blessings to the house of David, which is the elect, starting with the 144,000 prophets, and the rest of the men, women, and children that are listening and learning, staying in the Holy Spirit, and keeping the faith of YAHAWASHI day in and day out. So I just wanted to do a quick lesson on this article, all right, which is tied around the great American eclipse, as it is coined, of 2024. All right. I seen the brother from Vegas did a video on this, and just wanted to land back off of that. Really, not really so much on this actual article, but on the spiritual significance that I peeped through the spirit surrounding this, because as we know, according to scriptures, that the Lord said in these last days that there will be signs, all right, in the heavens. All right, let's get this here in the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse let's start at 10, right? And it says what things to come. And this is the words of Yahawashi when the disciples asked him what will be signs of his coming, all right, and the end of the world. So he gave different things that would happen or would take place right before he would return. So we start at 10. It says, and he said unto them, nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, which, this is something that we see happening right now. Okay, it says, and great earthquakes shall be in diverse places. Diverse meaning different places. Something else that is taking place. It says, in famines and pestilences, and fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven. Okay, great signs shall there be from heaven. All right, and you get this word signs. It says what? A sign, a mark, a token, right? An unusual occurrence. Okay, an unusual occurrence, and that is what this eclipse, signifies, an unusual occurrence, because it's not something that happens, often. All right, so now let's just read this read this first paragraph. It says, the great American eclipse of 2024 is just a little bit more than 2 months away, and amazingly, the very first city that the path of the eclipse crosses over when it enters the U.S. is Eagle Pass, Texas. Now, I did a video on Eagle Pass, Texas, and what is going down over there right now, or what is happening now, and then ultimately, with this convoy, right? This what they deemed God's army convoy of Americans that are going down to Eagle Pass, Texas, to protest against the migrants that are coming in, from across the border into Texas, right, from Mexico. And like I said, hey, the Lord, He is definitely speaking. He's definitely showing his, showing these signs for the ones of us who can understand and see. That's why Yahawashi said, blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. All right. And knowing the significance of the eagle when it pertains to Esau, Edom, when it pertains to America, right? And the fact that there is a tension or a buildup between Jacob and Esau, which Eagle Pass, Texas, is the center of that. So it says there are more than 19,000 incorporated cities, towns, and villages in the United States. And out of all of them, Eagle Pass is the very first that the eclipse will touch. Okay, and as it says here, is this just a coincidence that the great American eclipse of 2024 will enter the United States at Eagle Pass, Texas? And it's not a coincidence, because we know that the Heavenly Father is in control of all these things. So nothing happens by coincidence, right? It says on April 8th, 2024, the entire world will be watching as the great American eclipse travels across America. Prior to this historic event, the last total solar eclipse visible from the U.S. was the Great American Eclipse of 2017. And there will not be another total solar eclipse visible from our country until 2044, which will be 20 years from now. And, Lord willing, we would have already been 20 years, all right, into the kingdom by that time. Considering all of the signs, all right, and all of the prophecies that are happening, right now, and the Lord said that, he was going to shorten the days. It's not likely that America sees 2024. All right. But what I wanted to get to was, all right, this X. Now, this whole, brothers, when the first eclipse happened in 2017, brothers did videos on, the X, right, or a crossing through from, I think it came this way, actually, from Oregon down to South Carolina. And then, we also spoke about how this coming one, which was 7 years prior, or 7 years later, which is also a significant number, was going to create an X coming from Texas up to Maine. Now, we didn't, know at that time that Eagle Pass, Texas, would be, significant in the current events back 7 years ago. But we can clearly see how that is playing a part and how the Lord, had this sign from heaven happen, in tandem with what's going on over there in Texas with the migrants, which are Israelites. All right, majority of those people that are coming in from from South America, Central America, are Israelites. Now, you do have other heathens that are there as well, right? And it's funny because, like I said in my last video, right, it's reminiscent of our exodus out of Egypt, where the Lord brought us out of the land of ancient Egypt, and there was a mixed multitude of people that came out of Egypt with us. However, now you got a lot of our people trying to come into Egypt, and there's a mixed multitude also amongst them, because there has been seen so-called Chinese, so-called Middle Eastern or Arabs, so-called Africans, so on and so forth. But what I wanted to really touch on was the X, right, or where the X takes place at, right? The X marks the spot, but where they enter, where they cross. Because when you look at where they cross, this is even more of a sign. Now, the total solar eclipse in itself is a sign, and the fact that it enters into America at Eagle Pass, that's a sign, right? And then the fact that it crosses out Babylon the Great is a sign. But what's even more of a sign is, where the two lines meet. Now, when you go to this, and this came out 2016, right? But when you go to this article, it tells you basically where the actual point is, where or what city rather, or town is the closest to the X, right? Where the two lines interject. So let's read this. It says, as an area spanning parts of Missouri, Illinois, and Texas will be the nexus of the next two solar eclipses to occur in the United States on August 21st, 2017 and April 8th, 2024. Because the 27 eclipse travels across the country from northwest to southeast, and the 2024 eclipse makes its way through the nation from southwest to northeast, the two paths cross each other and create a zone of overlapping totality of almost 9,000 square miles, or roughly the size of New Jersey. Okay. And it's interesting because New Jersey is, a nickname for New Jersey, which, that's the state that I'm in, is New Jerusalem, right? And when you a lot of times when you hear in the news when they speak about the state of the 48ers, right? Even though that's not the whole promised land of Israel, but when they speak about that land, they always say it's about the size of New Jersey. And we already see what's going on, right now with that land over there. So there's a lot of symbolism, okay, that the Lord is doing right now. Okay. Okay. So it says, although no major American cities are located within the totality zone, a few decent sized ones are. In Illinois, Carbondale is located in the northern quadrant of the zone, and Marion is located in the eastern. It says in the southern quadrant, there's Pudock, Kentucky, and Cape Girardeau, Missouri. Farmington, Missouri is located in the western quadrant, and Shawnee located national. All right, so that we'll just jump. So we go here. It says, of course, when two eclipses pass, there can only be one singular point on Earth where both center lines meet. For the 2017 and 2024 eclipses, X marks the spot over Cedar Lake in Jackson County, Illinois. The closest town to this exact astronomical treasure map is Maconda, population about 500. Now, like I said, when you go, when you actually see the even more symbolism that the Lord is doing, I just typed in Maconda. Let me type it in here because I was looking at it on my phone. Maconda, Illinois, right? Oops. Let's Maconda. Check this out. Where's the Wikipedia? Right. Now, this is the closest town. It says Maconda is a village in Jackson, Illinois, the United States. As of 2020, the United States consensus, the population was 547, down from 561 in 2010. In the early 20th century, it used the slogan Star of Egypt. Okay, so that was the slogan that was used in this town. All right, the Star of Egypt. Now, going back to this article, that was the closest town, which is a roughly small town, and it says the nearest city of any size is Carbondale, located about 3 miles to northeast. Right. So let's see here. It says, in fact, both Maconda and Carbondale are touting themselves as a place where the two center lines cross. Right? Now, let's go to Carbondale. Carbondale, Illinois. Now, let's look what it used to call itself. It says, Carbondale is a city in Jackson County, Illinois, United States, within the Southern Illinois region, informally known as Little Egypt. Okay, so where this X takes place, right? The two closest towns have some type of what's the word? Some type of comparison or some type of connection rather to Egypt. The first one, Maconda, was known as the Star of Egypt, and Carbondale, which is the city, is known as what? Little Egypt. Now, if you can't see the significance, right, and the how the Lord is actually speaking with that, then I don't know what to tell you. It says in the early 20th century, Carbondale was known as the Athens of Egypt due to the expansion of college and university in the region's moniker of Little Egypt. All right. Now, what's even more interesting, okay, this is where, the more you look for things, the more you look for the Lord to speak, the more you find it, through the Spirit. So I just typed in, what I first did was type in what Dale means, right? And Dale, because, you got Scottsdale, right? You got Carbondale. So I was like, what does the word Dale mean? So Dale just means, it means valley, okay, or hill, right? So the suffix Dale just means, hill or valley, right? So the word carbon, which is interesting because we know you got all the, the carbon dating, carbon footprint, all this and that. So the word carbon, as you see here, is an element, non-metallic element occurring naturally as diamond, graphite, or charcoal, right? If it comes from the Latin carbonium, or not a nominative carbo, meaning coal, glowing coal, charcoal from the pi root car, meaning heat or fire. All right, meaning heat or fire. The root word of carbon is car, which means heat or fire. And the Lord made this place the place where these two solar eclipses meet, right? And X outs America, in a town that is the closest city, rather, that is there, is called Carbondale, which is meaning fire, heat, valley of fire, or valley of heat. And that's what, or, and a valley can be likened unto or hill of fire, right? And a valley or hill can also, be likened, well, not, it's in the same sentence a lot of times with a mountain. All right. And the Lord said, what about Babylon the Great? He was going to make it a burnt mountain. This is the book of Jeremiah 51, verse 25. Behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain. And what has Babylon the Great, America, destroyed? All right. The whole earth. All right. Destroyed our people. Okay. Destroyed the earth itself. And the minds of the earth, has gone out. Esau using Babylon the Great as its, as a spearhead, as the head of the serpent, went about to deceive the nations. So the Lord said, he is against thee, O destroying mountain, saith the Lord, which destroyeth all the earth. And I will stretch out my hand upon thee and roll thee down from the rocks, and will make thee a burnt mountain. Okay, it will make thee a burnt mountain. I just want to see mountain, a hill, mountain, hill country, mount. And like I said, I just typed in Dale, suffix Dale. Let me see, suffix Dale. Just yeah. So it says a valley, right? A valley, wide open area that stretches between hills. Okay. So a fiery valley, basically, or fire valley, or a heat valley. And the Lord said, what about America? He is going to make this place a burnt mountain. All right. And as we also know, the scriptures likens America to be what? Spiritual Sodom and spiritual Egypt. So let's see what he says about Sodom. Jeremiah, and this is prophecy against Edom. But what did the Lord say about Esau, Edom? Jeremiah 49, verse 17. And also Edom shall be a desolation. Everyone that goeth by it shall be astonished, and shall hiss at all of the plagues thereof. And what is the ultimate plague that the Lord is going to hit this place with? The plague of that fire. Okay. What is that? Zechariah 14. Verse 12, it says, and this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord YAHAWASHI will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem, right? Remember, that area is a size, right? An area the size of New Jersey. Okay, this region right here is an area the size of New Jersey. Okay, reading on, it says, where is it? All right, it says, their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. Now, what is going to do that? That fire. All right. That heat. Okay. A carbon is very combustible. All right. It's very inflammable. So for the fact that the Lord has this, these two solar eclipses meet, the nearest city where they both meet in totality is Carbondale, which also used to be known as Little Egypt. And the Lord said what about Egypt? That Jeremiah 23 verse 7. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith Yahawah, that it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth, which brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. All right. And this eclipse, right, the one that's going to happen on April 8th, is about 2 weeks after the actual Passover. Okay. And 2 weeks before the Passover that is widely known or accepted by these 48ers, these Amalekites. So it's in between both of those Passovers. You see? And what is the Passover represent? Our deliverance out of Egypt. It says, but the Lord liveth, that brought up and which led the seed of the house of Israel out of the north country, which is America, which is the Lord is going to X out, right? He's going to X out America so that we can be delivered out of here, right? It says out of the north country and from all of the countries wherein I have driven them, and they shall dwell in their own land. And that's what us going back to our land, all right, which is the land of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, which is Israel, all right, and not just that, not that small piece of the land that is considered the state of Israel now, but the actual whole promised land. Okay, so pretty much that right there shows you, okay, that the Lord is definitely speaking. We are seeing the signs. And the Lord said that when these things come to pass, to look up, for your salvation is nearer than when we, for your salvation is nigh. Salakia. All right. So, I just want to bring that out, man. A Carbondale, meaning what? Fire hill, or fire valley. All right. Which was also known historically as Little Egypt. And the Lord is exiting out. And it tells you that, right? Their dead bodies lied in that great city, which was spiritually called Sodom in Egypt, where our Lord was crucified. What the Lord said, what he's about to do. Well, let me finish that out. Right. What he's going to do to Babylon, he's going to make it like Sodom. So verse 49, verse 18 in Jeremiah, and as in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah and in the neighboring cities thereof, saith Yahawah, no man shall abide there, neither shall the Son of Man dwell in it. Because when it's all said and done, this whole place is going to be egged out. There's not going to be any more life in America until the desert creatures, come up here after the burning of this place and after the smoke of this place, dies down. Okay, so with that, Lord willing, is edifying unto the elect, giving all praises to Yahawah, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, Shalom.